right, George, we're back. We're back with a special guest. It's okay. Go ahead, drink it, man.
Okay.
Go for it, man. Right away. Yeah, we got it. Here we go. You know what?
I got it.
That's how we got to start. That's it. I got the nice Bud Light here.
What are you drinking tonight, Chris?
Bud Light as well.
Nice.
Bud Light, okay.
Right on. Awesome, man. So, yeah, welcome to the show. Welcome to the next episode here. And we have an awesome guest, I think, today. Chris from Kelowna. Recently, you signed up with Cornhole Canada. The recent, I believe you were the first league that signed up, to be honest with you. But, welcome to the show. And just wanted to maybe start off with just like your story, like, when you got started or when you first got introduced to cornhole, and maybe just tell us a bit about how that happened.
Yeah, for sure. So me and a whole bunch of buddies and stuff, we actually started a softball team, I think about 13 or 14 years ago now. And
what was the name of the team?
We're the Lone Wolves.
Nice. I always ask about those questions, yeah.
And then, eventually we started a second team, and we called that the Huck and Fooligans.
Love it.
I love it.
But anyway, so of course with softball, as you guys probably know, it's your team parties and shit like that. So we ended up, me and the guy that we both run the team, we ended up going to, I think it was Canadian Tire or something. We picked up this Jimmy Johnson cornhole game, just for the lawn games and the shit that happens at,
right.
And so that's kind of where it started.
How long ago was that?
That was probably 10, 12 years ago.
Oh, wow. So at what point did you transition to getting boards or making this into like something you do every week?
Well, just eventually, we haven't started the league or anything. It's just been a backyard camping kind of beer, have fun, chat with your buddies kind of thing up until I actually contacted Cornhole Canada, because obviously watching everything in the States and watching that blow up, I'm just like, well, why wouldn't we have a league here?
Right.
Yeah.
So go ahead, I was going to say back to the baseball part, because I was a big baseball guy for many, many years.
That's exactly
and a couple of episodes ago, we actually had a guy who runs a baseball facility and trains young athletes to excel in baseball. Did you find that the pitchers were a little bit better, or was it all the same? Yeah. What position did you play?
Hands down.
Yeah.
I played every position. I started in the outfield for the most part and kind of moved my way around, wanted to play in the infield and played around with that. But I absolutely love to pitch because you're in every play.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and with slow pitch, I don't know how you guys play, but we play mat ball. So you got to hit a mat with the ball.
Same here. Yeah.
So it's kind of cornhole in a nutshell, right?
Right. So yeah, we seem to always be thinking that way as well. Like what's going to give that little bit of an advantage to other players, but at the same time, you have some people that pick up the bag and just start hitting the board every single time. And doesn't that drive you crazy?
Like honestly,
somebody's never played, so
yeah. Like the best part is because we go camping a lot and stuff, and you pull these games out, and of course you're camping with strangers and stuff, and they come by and check it out, and everybody gets involved, and that's the kind of the best part of it, right? Is that everybody can get involved and play and do that kind of thing, and then all of a sudden you get like a 13-year-old kid that walks up and hits 4 bags in the hole in a row, and you're like,
what the hell, man?
What am I doing wrong?
Yeah. to that point there, like, because cornhole, it's fairly new. To Canada in the sense that I think at the organized level, but like we keep on hearing the same story. Just your story is like it's told 100 times, where it's like everybody seems to be playing cornhole in Canada.
We've been playing it for years.
Exactly, right? So it's
who knew it could be a thing?
Yeah, and so to that, like I think that there's going to be like a little bit of an explosion here, and that's part of like with Cornhole Canada what they're trying to do. But talk to us about like the scene out there. Like I know you're personally kind of you guys have been playing, but like is there a cornhole scene like in BC, or like do you think it's like a widespread game?
I think from what it sounds like the Fraser Valley guys, they got a bit of a setup kind of going already. And then maybe the Victoria League that Cornhole Canada's been talking to, maybe they got a bit of a setup. But here in Kelowna and further north, everybody I've talked to they're just throwing bags in their backyard.
Right.
Nice.
I mean, there's a few guys that have gone on like Amazon and bought the proper, like some bags and stuff like that. And one of my buddies, the guy that I tried to get on, I'm getting him set up to make us some boards and stuff like that.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And so
like pro boards, like real, like proper dimensions.
Yeah, the actual legit boards for attorneys and stuff like that.
Right. And
awesome.
and opening up your league, how much interest have you had? Have you put it out there to your just friends and family type of thing, or?
Yeah, so far, kind of. I haven't reached out to a lot of people because it's kind of, I don't know when we're going to get to play, so it's a weird kind of situation. But for the most part, with like the softball, everybody loves cornhole and softball. Like we're at tournaments, you're waiting to play, you're playing cornhole on the sidelines, drinking beer. So like it's a huge thing here because softball is huge in Kelowna. So
awesome.
Everybody plays. So as soon as I kind of get that stuff figured out and get a place to play, as soon as I can put that word out to the softball community, it's going to blow up real quick.
Yeah, you're going to be the cornhole guy. Get ready, man. You're going to be the cornhole guy.
That's the plan.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I contacted Cornhole Canada I think it was last spring or something.
Wow.
And then it was like so many months later. It's like when you enter one of those things online, all of a sudden I got an email from Pino and holy shit, this thing is actually real. And then after talking to everybody, and it's like so easy, and it's been a fun journey, that's for sure.
Awesome.
No, that's great. We had them on the show last week, and they were telling us about how Cornhole Canada evolved just from Sebastian saying, "Hey, let's play this in my backyard," and now we're talking to this guy from BC who shares the same passion in beverages and in beer. But I am going to say one thing before we move on. Vancouver is playing the Leafs tonight. Do you know the score?
I have no idea.
Do you watch? You're not a fan of the Canucks at all?
I try. I mean, I'm more of an NFL fan. I'm a Seahawks.
Oh, are you? Okay.
For life,
I'm a big Leafs fan, and we're doing well. I think it's 6-2, but
is it really?
Yeah. But so NFL. Are you looking forward to the game this Sunday?
I mean, I kind of have to root for Brady. I mean, you join the Bucks and you bring the whole team to a Super Bowl. I mean, that's pretty unreal. So
no, for sure. And Mahomes did the same thing. His big come out year was last year, right? And
Mahomie, you gotta root for him too. So
yeah, it's gonna
he's
be
your Mahomie.
So if those two teams were not in it, who's your team that you always vote for?
My business partner, he's a big Philly fan, and I always kind of been a Philly fan on the side too. So
nice. It should be a fun game. I mean, what else do we have to do, right? We're stuck at home anyways.
That's right.
How has COVID been on that side of our great nation?
It's not. I don't think as bad as where you guys are for sure. We're a lot more spread out. Like I think Kelowna, we got about 100,000 people, but we're pretty spread out. Where they're slowly trying to high densify condos and high rises and la-da-da. But I mean, as a whole, we're pretty spread out, so we're not doing too bad.
Nice.
Oh, that's good.
With that too. So with COVID, I mean, hopefully the restriction, kind of coming down. But I think there's going to be like a good opportunity for guys like us or guys like you that are starting this league. Like, what sort of things do you think, like with the just like the game of cornhole, if guys are kind of watching, like, or there's businesses out there maybe in your area that are like, been struggling a bit, especially like mom and pop shops, like restaurants, like, how do you think like you guys can help the community out with like cornhole? Like, do you think cornhole can be a great game to kind of get people back together again?
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's a game for everybody to play. So, and it's bringing 25 plus people to your business to buy drinks, food, whatever, la-da-da. Right. And you're going to have people that are going to see it and they're going to come and watch it. And it's free advertising for the most part. I mean,
exactly.
Right.
But as talking to everybody right now, I've talked to a lot of the small little businesses and even some of the bigger ones, and they just don't want to. Right now, they don't want to bring any extra heat, I guess you could say, to their business.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely impacting a lot of businesses, even here. With mass shutdowns and stay-at-home orders and stuff. It's tough. And the only thing that we've been involved in cornhole-wise is virtual cornhole, which
I've seen a couple of videos, which looks pretty cool, but
it is cool. It's obviously it's not going to be the same, and but there is a certain level of consistency where you have to keep throwing and not block yourself, and it's fantastic practice. But when you go live with another person, it's a totally different ball game, so to speak.
Yeah, for sure. But you got to keep the sport alive and keep it growing somehow. So
that's right. Yeah, you got to do exactly.
For sure, especially up here, because I'm sure you've seen videos in the States. They're playing every weekend, right?
I know. It's in Hawaii, I see those guys all the time. I'm so jelly.
It's
to that point there. So once things kind of get going, so there's 3 leagues. So there's 2 for sure. You guys, and then there's it was Fraser Valley.
Fraser Valley.
How close are you guys to them? And do you think you guys, is there like a natural rivalry that is going to happen out there, or with?
Oh, of course there's going to be a natural rivalry, but I mean, it's all fun and games in the end, right?
Absolutely.
But actually, Fraser Valley's already reached out and said, kind of, as soon as we get things going, let's
join forces.
Let it rip. They're about 3 hours south of us. So.
Oh, okay.
So you guys can make it like a weekend, like pick a weekend once a month and get do like a bigger like kind of tournament together sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure. And then like where I'm at is kind of the Okanagan Valley, and it's kind of composed of, our lake runs, I don't know how many kilometers it is, but it goes from Penticton through Kelowna all the way to Vernon.
Nice.
And so those 3 cities, hopefully we'll all get teams, rivalries, the whole 9 yards there, and then we can build our best players and travel down to Vancouver and hopefully go even further north up to like Williams Lake, Prince George. We'll see what happens, or maybe we'll even go over to Alberta and see how slick those guys are over there.
Well, Alberta,
make your way down to Ontario, buddy.
Yeah, that's right.
Hopefully in August I'll be there to see you guys.
Yeah. So. To that point, like with the Nationals kind of being announced and kind of the excitement towards that, when you seen that, or I know you said you kind of reached out back in April, obviously with COVID, I'm sure the guys at Cornhole Canada were just like, didn't really know what was happening with everything, but deciding to announce this and to kind of try to make it happen. Like, what was your thought with that when you seen that? Like, were you already getting like the juices? Like, are you ready to like go, or like, what's the feeling like?
Oh, I mean, that's the coolest thing in the world. I mean, like the first Canadian Nationals, to be a part of it, like to be one of the first leagues signed up into the Canadian League, like it's, I don't know, to me it's kind of historical. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely, yeah. I agree, because
especially seeing how it's blowing up and how like there's so many teams in the last couple months that are just let's go.
You know what? I gotta put it out here. You started it, man, because you were the first league, and I don't know if you ever watched that video where you get like the first person who just jumps in and does it, and then everybody comes in, right? So you need that first person to take the chance and just say, hey, what the heck, man? What do I got to lose, right? Just join it up and let's go.
I was literally watching like a YouTube video or some shit of all the guys in the States throwing bags and stuff, and I'm like, there's got to be something in Canada. There has to be something in Canada. And so I Googled it, whatever, and it came up, and it was just like, hey, if you're interested, put your email here, la-da-da-da-da. But, man, it's come a long way since then.
Yeah, for sure. And in Ontario, too, alone, it's starting to sprout out, and...
you guys got leagues all over.
Yeah. Although they're still spaced out, but they are starting to, fill in different pockets, and that's the intent, right? To have them right across Canada. And in the virtual tournament, there were some players from the East Coast and Newfoundland as well. So,
nice.
Yeah. So hopefully the Nationals brings in, as many provinces as possible with as many players to have a beer and throw some bags,
Honestly, that would be awesome, man.
that's Canada in a nutshell.
Absolutely. You know what?
Hanging out.
I think the Americans don't really realize the storm that's coming their way, man. Like they think they like cornhole. I think we've been cornholing.
We've been playing
in secret.
I've been playing for 10 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm not saying I'm good. I've never played against any. I'm pretty good against my buddies, but I mean, who knows, right?
But that's the point. That's the point. It's like we don't call it ice hockey. We call it hockey. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And it's like this whole time, oh, that's cornhole? Yeah, we do that, you know?
Yeah.
That's pond hockey. That's like...
Exactly.
Here's one thing I'll say, like, we'll probably get our asses, like, whipped by the Americans, but we'll definitely outdrink them, I think. I think we can outdrink them.
Oh, I already know that. I've done enough trips down to Mexico and run into enough Americans that think they're all shit.
The rivalry,
especially drinking their light beer. I mean, you ain't got a chance, boys.
I love it.
Are you born and raised there from Kelowna?
Sorry?
Are you born and raised there?
No, I'm from a little town north of here, 5 hours north of Williams Lake. It's a real redneck town.
Right. And so how long ago did you make the move to Kelowna?
About 14 years ago, I moved down here.
Oh, wow, nice.
My wife, about 16 years, she went to college down here. And, I mean, if you've been to Kelowna, it's hard to leave. It's like the California of Canada for the most part.
Nice.
And I don't know if you guys have heard of Kelowna or anything, but
I haven't personally, no. But until you, really, I haven't. Like, and that's actually maybe one thing that I'm kind of looking forward to, like with this national. Obviously, the first one's happening in Toronto because that's where the founders are.
Easy for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. but really, when talking to them, like I think there's gonna be like it's not only gonna be there. It'd be amazing to like see it where next year we come to Kelowna, you know what I mean? And then the year after that we go to Saskatchewan, and then the year after that. So to be able to even to look forward to like my wife told me, like when I told her that this was happening, and then she's seen all these like league starting. I go, babe, like there's Kelowna, we got BC. I'm telling her, and she goes,
it's happening.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I can't wait to go to like BC because we've been dying. Like we've been saying it for like 5 years. Like we want to come there because we haven't really experienced Canada, and we know BC is a beautiful, like it's beautiful out there. So I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, no, and like same here. I've never gone to Toronto or never been to Eastern Canada, so. What better reason than
absolutely
to hang out with a bunch of people that love cornhole? And so I don't know. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Does your wife play?
She does.
Yeah. Are you guys planning to have mixed doubles? It doesn't matter.
I think we're gonna go probably the first tournament. We're just gonna go mixed because it's easier to make a team with mixed as opposed to guys and ladies. And
right.
I'm hoping that it's as soon as people open up. I've talked to all the businesses I can think of here, so they all have the bug in their ear. So
nice.
Hopefully, when we get the okay, there's lots of places to play and lots of opportunities for people to play.
Right. No, for sure. I am going to ask you a question. What's the weather like there this time of year? I mean, we've been getting away with murder right now. We haven't really hit a deep freeze. How have you guys been down there?
We don't hit deep freeze usually. That's why I moved here. Williams Lake, we get the -40 and -30, stuff like that. Here, the coldest, like we will reach -20 and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's not very often, and it's for like one day. I think we're sitting at about +3 right now.
Oh, nice.
You can play in that. That's playable weather.
My grass is green. I'm not going to lie.
No way.
I'm waiting on some bags that are allegedly coming. So.
Listen, okay, I'm happy you mentioned that. So, do you believe? So, obviously, I have my Legend brand. I sell bags. I can ship bags to California. The same day I shipped your bags, I shipped out to California, and he received them out like 3-4 days ago. Like the Canadian shipping is so bad, it's crazy, man. So I do apologize about that, but they are.
Oh, it's not your fault.
They are there. They're somewhere in BC, but these freaking like
in Richmond apparently.
In Richmond, yeah. So I don't know how far away that is from you, but like Like, get your shit
That's
together,
Vancouver,
Canada.
so
Like
it's about
this,
3 hours. So
yeah. Well, hopefully they get to you maybe as we speak, or maybe by tomorrow, and then
I was so hoping they were going to be here before
I know, me
we
too.
had this, because I was gonna see how they are. But.
Yeah, test them out.
So do you have a
Definitely
place?
promote Legend a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you have a place you can play right now if you got those bags?
Well, I'm thinking of kind of doing like a little underground tournament, just to once I get the bags to play around and
Nice.
get the friends and fam interested. And
But you
stuff
do have
like
a
that.
spot, right? If you obviously practice physical distancing and whatever you need.
Not per se. That's
No?
kind of where I'm looking for. I'm hoping to find a garage somewhere, we can do that.
Yeah.
But definitely we would follow all COVID protocols and stuff. But usually we have some pretty nice weather coming up, and the snow's gone, and this is kind of our springtime's hopefully coming up. So then we can go to the parks and
Nice.
get out in the open and play like that. That's what I'm hoping for, anyways.
Great, because we definitely would like to put potentially a Canadian virtual tournament just from different leagues in the Cornhole Canada community.
Oh, I see what you're
For
saying.
fun. Yeah, hey buddy.
Well, I could look definitely for something like that. Like I was thinking like a place to play with a bunch of people and stuff, but if it was just like a board with like 5 guys that are playing a virtual game, I'm pretty sure I could figure that out.
Well, were you able to see any of the virtual tournaments in the last couple months?
I watched a couple of them.
Okay, because they tend to be, it's only one player, and you do a deck around. You go back and forth 10 times, and you total up your scores. So as long as you have a place where one player can play and take turns, that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could probably figure that out for sure. I always assumed there was more guys than the one. I mean, you only watch the video, so you only see the one.
Yeah.
But
yeah. As long as they're not in the camera shot, because again, safety first, right? But
yeah, no, for sure.
That would definitely be fun to to see other players across Canada playing and having a beverage. Which brings me to my next point. How big of a part does this play in your cornhole game?
I mean, our house rules is you got to hold a beer and throw a bag. So
I love it.
I mean,
I love it.
No, that's
I don't
great.
know how important that makes it, but
yeah, no, that seems to be.
I think a lot. I think there's a lot of that where it's like I think beer and cornhole goes hand in hand. And I'm not a hard beer drinker. Like I have 1 or 2, and I'm usually pretty feeling it. Like I'm feeling it right now. I'll be honest with you. I had 2, and I'm like, all right, I'm sorry. But I agree. It's like even me, like not being like a hardcore drinker. It's like one of the. It's like this is the game itself. It's like so social. Like you said, like your wife plays, my wife play. Like it's a perfect game to kind of marry everybody together and have a great time. And so I think that you guys are going to do pretty good things out there, and being like one of the first ones doing it, I think you'll see that once that spring comes, you put those boards out there, you're going to get people lining up and away you go. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then that's when you can start creating all the Instagram stuff and getting people pumped about it.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to get people excited about something like could happen in the future.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know. There's no really end to this. So how do you pump somebody up for the never-ending story?
No, for sure. We're waiting for that day where we can have, to be able to play outdoors anyways, indoors
at least
everything's shut down, but outdoors at least you can spread apart and
and you see all these guys in the States. Oh, it's summertime all the time there.
Yeah, exactly.
They got their big sweatshirts on, but their grass is green. And we'd be in t-shirts and shorts in a pool beside us at that temperature.
Exactly.
But,
so let me ask you, with the Americans, we obviously know the skill gap is like high. What do you think? Like
do we though? Do we really know that?
That is true. You know what? It is true. Like we keep on saying that, but like really, we haven't really. Had the ability to get our skill, to even play out here. Once we get going.
Are you better at Mario Kart than I am?
I don't know. That's true. That is true. But what do you think? Like, as far if there's somebody new that's watching, let's say somebody out there in BC who's like maybe watching this and saying cornhole, there's a league. What the hell? What do you want to say to people? You know, what would you say to them like about like getting started or joining? Like if they're on the fence.
I mean, go to Walmart, Canadian Tire. You can pick a setup for $40, $50 maybe. Like, it's a great backyard game. You can play it with your kids. You can play it with anybody, your grandparents. I mean, whoever can stand there and literally throw a bag around can play the game. So I play it with my nephews and everybody. I mean, you move boards a little closer together, obviously. But, and you kind of blindfold yourself and throw it behind the back to make it competitive. But
well, there you go. I think you can. Your skill level is probably more than what you think it is too. You probably can throw some bags if you're doing that.
I've never played with a professional bag before, so I'm a Walmart Canadian Tire kind of guy.
All right. Well,
we did make our own boards and our own bags. Oh man, it was a few years ago now, but of course, camping and how it goes, they kind of got broke and ended up in the fire.
Right.
Awesome, man.
That's awesome. So back to the Americans. You know what? I've been lucky enough to have seen a few players in some of our tournaments down here that have come up from Buffalo. Those guys can throw, man. You know.
Oh, I've watched the YouTube videos and like some of the ACL and stuff like that. I mean, those guys can obviously throw bags.
So what do you think it's going to take for us Canadians? And I'm saying us Canadians because there's definitely some top Canadians out there. But for the regular Canadians starting out, what do you think it's going to take to get us there to that level?
Starting leagues and playing cornhole.
Yeah, you got to keep playing a lot for sure.
I mean, it's like I say, softball. I think has played a big part in my game and lots of other pitchers' games, and who knows what other sports. But I mean, I think the biggest thing is once we can get to play, we can build the sport because then people are interested. Like we got City Park here and stuff. You throw a couple boards out in City Park and people see, people like it. People flock to good vibes, and that's what cornhole brings is good vibes. So.
No, for sure. I would love to see some pictures once you guys get set up and even get the opportunity to get out there and throw bags and, so we can add it to our website and put it out there on social. That'd be fun.
For sure. I want to get my social pumping, but what do you post, right?
Well, you can post. No, you're right. Hopefully, tomorrow the legend bags come. You can post those as your first post. How's that?
Finally,
they've allegedly got sent.
Well, listen, man. Like it was awesome to actually finally meet you in person. I know we've been kind of chatting over text, and super excited for you guys out there. I think there's big things to come. Out in your neck of the woods, there's going to be multiple leagues coming in, and just across Canada with the Nationals. I think that this is like the first step, but I think that once things get opened up, you're going to see an explosion, and I'm so happy that a good guy like you is part of it, and starting it out there and helping get this game to hopefully become huge.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for having me on, and I think it's going to blow up. I mean, look at what's happened since November to February. Like, it's night and day already. So
you can't wait to get out there, buddy. That's for sure.
Oh, I'm so excited, and I'm so excited. Hopefully, nationals happen, and we can all get together and actually meet. It's going to be amazing. Getting the cornhole family together.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks for being on, and you stay safe, all right, buddy? We'll see you.
You guys too. Take care.